Hey, 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 what is up? What's happening? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Super excited to be on here. I had to switch to my old computer because I couldn't get the new one to do whatever. Long story. So, a couple minutes late, but we're ready to rock and roll. Super exciting. Let's give away some stuff first. So, if you're on here, just share and then click the button for sharing, and then let me know that you shared, and you could possibly win. Today, I'll give away what's around me, which is the Time Money Freedom book. And so if you want to possibly win a Time Money Freedom book, just share and drop me a comment that you shared, and I'll pick a few people. And then we'll get this party started. We have two absolutely incredible victims. I mean, special guests today. It's going to be so much fun. We're going to do some laser coaching. It's going to be great. All right. So welcome, welcome, welcome. What's up, Aaron? Kristen in the house. How are you? All right. I'm going to pay attention. Alana, but we got to get the party started. All right. Forrest. All right. Let's start. First person I saw was Renee. Renee, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, good. So having a good day so far?
Yes, it's beautiful. It's warm. Yeah, it's a good Friday.
Where do you live?
I am right now in Riggins, Idaho.
Okay, nice. I
It's a
go to
it's
Boise every once in a while. Is that
Yep.
close?
About 3 hours. It's a river town up north.
Cool. Awesome.
Yeah.
So where are you at? What has led us to this coaching? Where are you at? How you doing?
Just recently, well, June, I guess the end of June, I was working and my employer friend um, decided that she didn't like me giving notice and kicked me out of the office and then evicted me. So I'm living in a camper and trying to make
So
the best of
let
it.
me understand this.
Hmm.
So this was a friend of yours that you were working for and also was your landlord? Is that what
Hmm. Yes.
okay.
Yes.
And so you gave notice. What was the plan there? You're now like what made you give notice? What was the plan?
So she was a little verbally, she was just, to me, it was a tough situation and I didn't want to, lose our friendship. So she kind of verbally attacked me on text and I decided that it just wasn't working out. I wanted to give my notice. Still be friends. I said, let's talk. And an hour later, I was working in real estate and she kicked me out of the office, told me basically to get out. And then 3 days later, she gave me a notice to vacate the home that I was actually going to eventually buy from them. So, very interesting situation.
And you had been paying to live there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So just, I mean, I don't know the landlord laws, but that's not normally how it works. So she probably couldn't legally have done that, just so you're aware. But
Well, in
you're out.
Montana, yeah, in Montana laws, we didn't have a lease. It was month to month, so they're legally will were able to give me a 30-day notice.
Okay.
Now, with the eviction moratorium, with the pandemic, I could have
Yeah.
fought it a little bit, but at that
Yeah.
point, I didn't want to give them any of my money, so I
Okay.
decided to,
What
yeah.
what was your plan? So first of all, I just want to acknowledge you for having the self-worth to say, hey, I'm not going to be your punching bag anymore. And
Mhm.
so good for you. What was the plan though? Like how were you going to make money?
Well, I've always wanted to build a business in network marketing,
Yeah.
um, but I've always held on to a job because that's my security. And I was in a small resort town in Montana, and I was going to work at a restaurant, which is always
Got it.
my easy thing to do.
To get, like go back to or something.
Hmm. Hmm.
Okay. And gotcha. And so where where are you at now? Like so now how long ago did this happen?
I started. in living in my camper July 15th.
Okay. So you've been focused on your network marketing business. How is that going? Where are we at there?
Not so great because I tend to make excuses or procrastinate or I'm not consistent. Um, I think a lot of it is just not belief that I can do it. And so I start on it and then I don't, and so I'm literally going broke because I said, okay, here I am. There's no excuses. Let's do this business. And for 6 weeks, I haven't been doing my business.
Hmm. Do you know why that is? Do you know why? What is it that, what conclusion are you drawing? Like why do you have, what are you afraid of or what are you resisting?
That's the hardest question that I ask myself. I, I try to think, okay, so when I was in my, when I was in a company years ago, my first company, um, I was gung ho. I was on fire. I saw the vision. I was hitting ranks. And then one of my whole side, binary, my whole side dropped off because one of my friends, well, business partners said that I was too pushy. I was, it made, they weren't me, and she quit and took her whole side. And it was one of those things where I was like, well, maybe I just was new. I didn't know what I was doing. And it took the wind out of my sails. And I feel like I haven't had that passion since then. And is that it? I don't know. I mean, maybe I don't have belief. People tell me that maybe I don't, I think that I'm not, I'm afraid to be successful. Or, I mean, there's people throw out things all the time as mentors, but I don't know. I mean, maybe
Where,
belief.
so looking back, I mean, you in this short conversation, you've given me two examples of friends betraying you. Do you have where have there been examples prior to that?
Oh yeah, I have a tendency to attract very strong people and then tend to get, they're not the right people for me.
So this, you just said something very, very powerful. It's unfortunately powerful because you just made a declaration. You made a declaration that I tend to attract powerful people that aren't good for me. And as long as you hold on to that, then you know that what's at the other end of that is pain, because that's what you've had to experience, right? The pain of loss, the pain of feeling bad or feeling stupid, the pain of having to move all your stuff and get in a camper and all these things. And so step one, and I'm willing to bet that this started really young.
Mhm.
Can you recall a friend betraying you when you were young?
Probably my family, like my father leaving when I was, 5 or 4. You know, I didn't have the best family life. My mother was married about 6 times, so those people that I loved came in and then left and came in and left. So I don't know if that has anything to do with it. Um,
I
but
definitely think it does. I
mhm.
definitely think it does. I think the associate. I mean, thank you for being so open because sometimes this is much harder. But
Yeah.
the association of, you know, powerful people that aren't right for me, the association of 6 marriages your mom had, where, and your father. So like over and over and over from the age of 4 or 5 all the way up to now, you're literally your entire life, you have you've observed this pattern that has become a belief, that has become your reality of, yes, I can attract people or I can get strong people or whatever, but at the end of the day, they're just going to hurt. They're just going to hurt me. And so you may be at a point in your life where you're like, you know what? I'm sick of hurting. So I just don't want to do it. How does that
Yeah.
resonate with you?
Yeah. I mean, I'm at that point. I really am. I'm at that point where it's just like, yeah,
If, if,
it's
if I
tiring.
know, if I know hurt is the end result, then why the hell am I doing this? Have you ever thought that?
Yes, because I mean, just as we were talking, I I'm attracted to those people maybe because I'm not, I don't think that I can be the strong person in that relationship or whatever. Or so,
Possible.
yeah, I don't know. This is pulling out some things, in my head that even though I kind of knew, it's eye-opening and stuff. But yeah, I see that. I do. That whole.
So the shift would happen. So let's just step. We've been in emotion. Let's step into information.
Hmm.
You know what to do. You've
Right.
done it. You know what to do.
Hmm.
Right. So we don't need to focus our efforts on, okay, I want you to do this and this and this, because you
Right.
know what to do. You know what would work. You know you could do it.
Hmm.
And so, just to address that, right? Because if you didn't know, if you'd never done it, then we would have to have that discussion. Do you know what it
Right.
takes? You know what it takes.
Right.
And so step one of changing anything is to first change your language. And the declaration that you made, I tend to attract. So you attract what you believe to be true, not what you want. So you attract what you believe to be true, and you're proving yourself right all the time. And that's not just you, that's all of us. So
Hmm.
if I think that I attract bad business partners, that's I'm going to prove myself right every time. And even if that person doesn't initially intend on being a bad business partner, I'll figure out something that deems them a bad business partner. Like, oh, they said this when maybe they didn't even say that. That's how crazy we are, all of us.
Right.
The thinker thinks, the prover proves. And so step one is to change your language. That's not the only step, but it's the first step. And so in your situation, my suggestion to you is your affirmation to start with is, in the past, I used to believe, or up until now, I used to attract powerful people that would end up hurting me. I'm so grateful it's getting better and better.
Okay.
Now, this is a statement. It's not a super bold statement like, I'm amazing at attracting perfect people, because you won't believe that.
Right.
Am I right?
Yeah.
And so, and someone just posted this for me. I was actually going to reference it, but when your feeling is in conflict with your wish, the feeling will be the victor. This is why most people don't think affirmations work. Is they'll say, I'm so happy I'm a millionaire, but they don't believe it. So it doesn't do anything. It doesn't help anything. They don't see any kind of movement at all. And so if you just said, I'm so happy I'm attracting perfect people for me, you probably would struggle to believe that. Your feeling would be stronger than your wish. It wouldn't work. And
Right.
so to acknowledge, in the past or up until now, I've attracted people that didn't do me, wasn't the best for me. I'm so grateful it's getting better. And so this is an easing in of helping things get better. And are you in our Lifer program?
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
did you watch the first, or
Hmm.
did you attend or watch the first recording?
I did. Yes.
So what have been your two wishes then?
My first wish is that I want to be, or I am gold in our business. And the typing it in is just the excitement of, after 3 years in this company, I finally hit the rank of gold, and that's been my goal, ever since. Um,
And
yeah.
how have you really dialed in? How does it feel to be gold?
I'm trying, because I think the biggest part of my problem, I guess, or issue, is just belief. And so I'm
Now
having
that's
to.
another, just so you're aware, because I'm like, you know, border patrol or something, right? I catch people's language like crazy. I recognize it immediately. They
Yeah.
don't, right? So you just said, I believe my issue, I believe my issue is belief. And as long as you believe that, you're going to prove yourself right.
Right.
So you
Yes.
can choose to no longer believe that's the problem.
Right.
And so in the past, I thought that my belief was the problem, but I'm so grateful it's getting better and better. So we have
Okay.
all these hooks into our past. We have all
Yeah.
these chains, these things that are weighing us down and taking our energy away. And
Hmm.
and we're just so addicted to just easily spitting them out. I think it's my belief. Well, as long as you think it's your belief, you'll never break that belief.
Right.
As long as you believe that to be true, it has to be true. It can't not be. I think that only right-handed people can have success. Well, as long as I believe that, right, then I'm right-handed, so that's a bad example, but you get my point.
Yes.
And so you have to look at what are my still attachments to the past me, because this is really creating a new person,
Hmm.
because we can't stay that old person and become something completely transformed. The butterfly doesn't say, you know what, I really like that tail though. That caterpillar tail is really cool. Like, let me hold on to that thing. No, it transforms. You just,
Hmm.
right? It's like, that was a caterpillar. Like, it doesn't even look like it. That's what we're going for. We're going for complete transformation here. And so
Hmm.
we have to become guardians of our language and our feelings, and say, oh, wait a minute. Oh, I almost said that. Let me say it a different way. And so you start to observe versus be on autopilot. So even with me on here, you're so used to saying, I think it's my belief, you just said it without even thinking about it. So
Right.
we have to learn to observe, what are we creating? What are we bringing into our reality? What do we believe is true? Does it serve us or not? And if it doesn't, we got to change it. We got to change it. We got to either eradicate it or change it. And the beginning is usually just change it. Change it to, in the past, I believed, or up until now, I believed. I'm
Hmm.
so happy it's getting better, because that eases you into a different experience. And so, like, this is you saying, you focus and feeling good about your two wishes, but you so nonchalantly say, that it negates them. It negates
Right.
them and wipes them out.
Right.
And
Yeah.
so,
Yeah. I mean, everything that you're saying has brought back all the things that I say to myself when I'm trying to
yeah,
build the business is, why would I'm not successful, so why would anybody believe me? And, oh, this person is so excited about it, but they're probably not going to call back. Things like that. And it's yeah, it's just amazing
yes,
my what I say to myself to bring
yeah,
me down. I used to be way up here when I first started, and then I just
yeah,
slowly got to disbelief.
yeah. So know that your subconscious is like an attentive lover. And so if if you're if you're going to your attentive lover and saying, hey, I really like it when you talk down to me, the attentive lover will say, all right, well, you suck. Right? And so the attentive lover, it's paying attention to what you're putting out and giving you more of that back. And
Right.
so if you're saying to the attentive lover, I see myself as successful, the attentive lover will start buying you motivational posters, will start, letting you experience things that make you actually feel better. And that's actually the programming of the subconscious. That's, when, our feelings and emotions, we are imprinting on the subconscious and saying, this is what I want more evidence of. This is what I want more proof of. Please show me this, attentive lover. And it's like, okie doke. And it doesn't draw right or wrong. It's not like, no, 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 I don't think you need that, Renee. Let me give you something better. It'll never do that, ever. It will only give you what it believes you want and what you're focused on and where your energy and attention is. And so it's going to show you more proof. Let me show you another betraying friend. Let me show you another strong person. Watch out for this one, right? It's going to keep, showing up for you. And so it starts in our language, of being guardians of our language and pinpointing that, and paying attention to our feelings. I know, like, use Jess for example. If, there was a time where, if she logged in and the credit card expenses were high, like she'd be like, oh, credit card. I'm like, whoa, whoa, stop attracting more expenses. Cut it out. Don't do that shit. That's not helping us. That isn't
Right.
serving us, right? You see it, you deal with it, and and that's you do what you need to do, but you don't need that feeling, because that is a megaton bomb of show me more expenses, show me more things to be bummed out about, show me more things that says that the world is collapsing financially, and so you just gotta watch those things. Now, that doesn't mean that if you're reaching out to someone that you get addicted to them calling you back. It's just you're just not expressing that they won't. You're
Right.
just and so that's the difference. I didn't have expectations. I would reach out to someone and I'm like, if they reach out, great. If not, that's fine too. But I would step into that feeling of being gold. What does that look like? How do people can celebrate you and congratulate you? What do you wear your pin, or is there a pin, right? Do you wear the ring, or whatever, whatever you get there? And
Mm-hmm.
so if there's a certificate that you get at gold, maybe I make up one and but congrats on being gold, and really feel that. And I don't feel it and then say, yeah, but that'll never happen, because then my feeling wins. You see what
Right.
I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Is this help?
Yes, because I was I felt like I had all these different things that I couldn't figure out what was holding me back. But really, if I look at all those things, they're just all that one, they're all in one thing. And yeah, it is my belief, and it's the way that I talk to myself, and that the way that I um
In
believe
the
in I mean,
past.
both, yeah, in the past, because that's not going to happen anymore. But yeah, it's very eye-opening and scary, because it's been my life for so long. And but it's empowering to be able to, see it from someone else,
Yeah.
rather than saying, I think it's this or this or
Yeah.
this.
Well,
So,
the 4 weeks of coaching will definitely help, for sure,
mhm,
because you're gonna have to work at it. I mean, you don't wipe out decades old, you know, belief patterns and language patterns, and just like poof, we're done in 20 minutes,
right.
amazing, right? So you're gonna have to work at it, but just I would focus on getting better. I would focus on two things: getting better at catching yourself, of you about to say it, be like, oh, that doesn't serve me. Don't need to say it. We don't. In the past,
Hmm.
I would say this, and now much better. And then two, especially before you go to bed, just really focusing on the feelings of having achieved gold, without any caveats, without any yeah buts, without any do I really deserve it. Screw all of that, and just see yourself, feel yourself being gold, and send that to imprint on the subconscious, and watch what happens. If you can do that without any caveats, without any yeah buts, then you're going to see some really cool stuff.
Awesome. Well,
All right.
I am up for it, because I don't
Awesome.
have a choice, really. So, I mean, I
Yeah,
have a
and some
choice
and
in my life, but
right.
I'm kind of in a pickle.
Yeah. And you may look back at this and say, that's exactly what I needed. Like for me, I needed foreclosure. Foreclosure
Right.
helped me tremendously. Not at the time, but it helped me tremendously. And so we're rooting for you, Renee. Keep us in the loop, okay?
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Awesome. Give her
Okay.
a hand, everyone. Renee, yay. It's awesome. All right. Now, that was powerful, right? She was vulnerable. We got in there deep pretty quick. That was really, really cool. And hopefully you saw, because you saw it, you witnessed it, right? I just corrected her on language, and then she said, I believe it's my belief, right? And so that's how we just roll off the tongue. So the language you should be most concerned about is the language you just roll right off the tongue. Not when you're focused on your affirmations for 2 minutes and you're saying everything perfectly. It's all throughout the day when something just rolls out of your tongue. Oh, here's more proof of this. Oh, here's more proof of that. And so just want to be watching that. All right, so let's bring up our next special person. Sarah, what's going on?
Hey Ray, how are you?
Good. Are those balloons in the background? Are you
They're for
celebrating?
you.
Nice.
Yeah, my oldest celebrated her 10th birthday on the 19th, so they're still up.
That is a ton of balloons. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So cool. Well, everyone, welcome Sarah. Give her some love. And so tell us, where are you at? Where are you at in this journey?
Sure. So, well, I've been in with my company for 5 years, and it has been such a journey. And I'd say that right now, my struggle where I'm kind of feeling stuck is figuring out why I'm not able to be consistent and full in every day. Like some days I'm like, whatever. Because I know what I know that I can. That's not the problem. But
Have you created some success, or like
yeah,
how, like
yeah,
what does that look like?
yeah. So I've gone in and out of rank a couple of times. But last time I ranked up was at the end of April, and there was a huge shift. And I've been in rank makers for over a year and have truly just really kind of doing the Ray dailies and action steps, and have found so much help from just other people chatting in there, not just the coaches. So I ranked up for the last time at this spot in April. And since then, I just felt that shift and realized that, like, yes, this is me. I am moving forward with my business. And I had some very specific goals that I was able to meet. I wanted to bonus and make those achievement awards so that I could send all three of my kids to the camps that they wanted to for the summer. And I was able to do that. And it was awesome. And then what? And then it stopped.
Did you, so do you have other goals, or was it basically, hey, I hit the goals that I set and, cool?
No, I do have larger goals. I am, at the top of 1% of my company, and I,
So you're currently in the top 1% of your company.
no, that's where I see myself.
Okay. All right, cool. Okay,
Yeah.
got it.
That was just, that short-term goal for that time.
Why?
And,
so just so I'm clear, so you set a goal of, I want to be top 1% in the company.
no, that's a long-term goal. My short-term goal was to be able to pay for all my kids.
Got that.
Yeah.
I'm looking for what are the other goals besides that? Was it the top 1%?
Top 1%. Yeah.
Why? Why did you want to be top 1%?
I want to be top 1% because I want to be able to wake up in the morning and freaking, just be there for my kids, go out on the, and do the things that I want to do. I want my husband to not be working in education anymore. While he's great at it, that's not his dream. And I want to be able to kind of get up and go when I want, where I want. And, I'm not there yet, but that is, that's my goal.
I think, so I think there's a couple things going on. One, I think you need to be more specific with, you were very specific on, I want my 3 kids to go to these camps, right? And so when we are specific and we have clarity, we do greatly increase our chances of doing the work. Mm-hmm. And so I'll just throw this out there at you. When you say, do what I want, is there any part of you that thinks, that's a little selfish?
No.
Okay. Because you were able to create and rock for the kids, yeah. But I wonder if you have that same muscle for yourself. Most people don't.
Okay.
Most people, if they literally have to do goals around other people because they don't think they deserve freedom, or they deserve what gives you the right to go here and there whenever you please. How
that
did
hits me
your
a little bit, yeah.
did your mom work a lot of jobs?
No, she was home.
Okay.
She stayed home.
So she stayed at home. She stayed at home.
She stayed home till my younger sister was in kindergarten, and then started working in started waitressing, and she's still working now. She's 66, so she's yeah, I don't see her stop working anytime soon.
Okay. And so I would get clarity of what does that look like? What would we do, right? If husband was retired, what would that look like? What was your dad's work like?
My dad just retired like 2 years ago, but hard worker. He just, worked. He worked for PepsiCo, and then he worked for a big packaging company after that. My parents are divorced, so but all my step parents, everybody kind of worked hard. They all had money issues, which I think I am still dealing with. I guess I kind of bring that baggage with me wherever I go.
How does that show up?
I'm always, well, I can't say always, because I have been working on it a little bit, but I guess I'm, concerned about, where's the money going, and what's it going to, and do we have enough for this? And
do you manage the finances?
Yes.
Is your husband open to managing the finances, or he doesn't want to?
I've tried to have that conversation before.
Because management of finances, which my wife has done our entire relationship, and I'm actually now taking over, it is for most feminine energy extremely stressful. And when I look at the bank statement and I look at the transactions, I don't have any emotions around it. I'm just like, all right, what's this? Cancel it. What's this? Okay, keep that. What's it? To me, it's just there's just no energy there. There's no emotion. To her, it's very, very emotional. So it sounds like all the different parents, step parents, etc., were hard workers.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to think that there's a little bit of well, how come I could get to a point and not have to work? I just wonder if there's any worth issues there of, do I deserve to be free? Because it doesn't sound like any of them are free.
Hmm.
And it's not impossible,
right?
But it's really rare if all of the family members around us have money issues and we to think it's okay to be financially free.
Yeah. I mean, well, one, I think that I would feel way less stressful if my husband did take over the finances. And two, I mean, I guess I want to say, yes, I'm worthy of it, but maybe I really don't feel like that. I
mean, if you feel it or not. I mean, yeah. if you don't feel there's any issue there, then, that's fine. Then just get clearer about your goal.
Right.
And, what would that look like? What would you do with more money? What would you do with more time? And what would you do with your husband with more time? The way to get your husband, your best way to get your husband to do it, there's two things. One, for me, there's, as far as things that stress me out, it's a very short list. Like kids getting hurt, like that would definitely stress me out. It's a very short list, but at the top of that list is a wife that's stressed out. And so like the top of the list, the thing that, you know, and I've gotten better at this, but the thing at the top of most husbands' list is if wife is stressed out, like you're questioning your manhood, you're questioning your life, you're upset, it's you do anything to change it. And so, you know, I would, you know, explain it in that manner of, you know, hey, just so you know, doing the finances, it absolutely stresses me out. Is there any way that you can help me out here? And you know, Jess, I mean, last night she was telling me, she goes, you know, I thought I'd have to deal with the finances the whole time. But man, since you've taken over, I can tell you my stress has plummeted. And she's just like, thank you, thank you, thank you. And there's a lot of benefits to her having more feminine energy, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
and so so it's been great. Like, no problem. And so the second way is just to, you know, see your wish fulfilled, you know, see the wish fulfilled, see the, you know, him, you know, doing it, just see, you know, see it in your mind, feel how that would feel. And, you know, women are better at that kind of thing, feeling the feeling. So I would say those two, like for right now, for where you're at, those two things, and just get clearer on what is it that you really want and what will you do with that financial freedom, because we have to fill a vacuum for something to become meaningful. And you know, like if we is like, I want to make $1 million, what will you do with it? Oh, right. It's like probably not going to happen. But if you create, and Mark Overson used to talk about this, and you create a vacuum of, this is exactly what I'm going to do, it creates a space that literally has to be filled. It has to be filled. And so like create that space of what would life look like that's meaningful, that excites you, that would be beneficial to others and yourself and your family, you know. And so like really create that space of what life would look like and feel like had you accomplished that thing. And, you know, I think, you know, what needs to be done, and just, you know, just do that with, you know, with that in mind. At goal, this is what life will look like, and this is how I'll feel. And the better that becomes clear to you, and similar to René, without the caveats, without the yeah, but, right, none of that. Feel that, what that life looks like. And I think those are your next steps for you.
Okay. I like those. I think I definitely need to probably chat with my husband a little bit more about that, because while he 110% supports me and knows that like I am going places with my business, I don't know that he necessarily 110% believes in the industry. So
you cross that bridge later. You don't have to get him to believe in the industry. What gets him to believe in the industry is you producing.
Yeah.
That's what turns people. That's what turns spouses 100% of the time.
Yeah.
You go start making $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $8,000 a month. Oh, they'll believe. They'll be your biggest cheerleader. I believed in you the whole time. But you trying to theorize them into believing is a waste of time. So I wouldn't do it.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
So those are two separate issues. You'll be shocked at how much more energy you'll have to do the work if he's willing to do that. And you just, that's how you show them. You show them through your actions, which lead to the results. Then he'll believe.
Okay.
But it's just one of those things. You can't theorize. You can't give him a great speech.
Right.
Oh, helpful?
Yes.
Awesome. We'll keep us in the loop, Sarah. We want to rooting for you. I assume you're attending Rankmakers Live.
Yes.
So you'll hear Jess talk about money mindset and money management, and that'll probably help you out as well. But we're rooting for you. Thanks for coming on here. Give Sarah some love. Appreciate you.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, Ray.
Yay. Awesome. So that very powerful. Renee and Sarah, just two rock stars. It was awesome. Feel free to share this if you would like. I got to jump off here. But I appreciate you for tuning in. Thank you to Renee and Sarah for being so vulnerable and being so awesome. And I'll talk to you soon.